Welcome back to the first episode of Business School Owners. I'm here with
Nader.
Anthony.
And what is your business?
So I basically own food trucks. It's called Tiki's Tea. We basically sell bubble tea, smoothies, acai bowls, coffee and matchas, stuff like that.
Thank you. And what does like a typical day look like?
So basically, my truck goes to events and caterings. So depending on the show and what times they are, I would be usually going about 2 or 3 hours earlier to getting the truck there to set up. And I would also getting all supplies such as like ice in the morning as well. And then getting to the event, setting up, making it look nice on the outside and welcoming for my customers. And then make sure everything's cut, prepared, everything prepped, make sure everything's set up and ready for the show.
What's the coolest part about owning a food truck?
I'm saying such like at a young age, it's kind of cool when people compliment you and say like, oh, that's nice, you own a business. And I just like giving back through my business because it's usually my cost and I can get everything at a lower cost. I can just usually go out and give back to the community, especially like homeless people or stuff like that. And I don't know, it's just I think a childhood dream of mine.
And then what inspired you to start your business?
So basically, my family's always all been into business, and especially in the food industry. And so, I don't know, I started at a very young age, and over time, it just developed into me, coming up with my own ideas. And I once, I think it was back in COVID, where I saw these like food trucks were becoming a trending thing. And so I was like, let me give it a shot, especially with like somehow friends, family help. I managed to get, my first truck idea running up. Later sold that, which was a food truck, and then later transformed into a food truck that sells drinks.
Was it hard getting into the food industry?
I'd say so. It's a very tough. I'd say it's the hardest business to succeed in because you have to make customers happy. You have to have good prices. You have to market yourself. And you also have to focus about quality. And so it's not a very easy business to get into, but I think because of my family relatives and just, me growing up into that thing, I managed to crack the code into being very successful at it.
And then what do people most not like realize about like starting up a business?
So it's not always easy. There's early hours. You probably work more than people say to your typical 9 to 5. There's a lot of stuff that you got to do behind the scenes and actually just working in the actual truck itself or your business itself. A lot of paperwork involved, especially for me. I got a lot of inspections and stuff. And especially since me being a high school student, it's not very easy to balance school to work business.
How do you prepare yourself for a long and busy day?
So basically, I think I've gotten used to how long the hours are. And so, I don't know, you just pop a couple energy drinks and, you have a good sense of people around you. And I think my job's enjoyable. The community I have around me, people just making your day, saying how you been, how's work today and all that. I think it's just, inspiring.
How do you handle negative feedback?
So basically, if a customer ever comes to me, with negative feedback, I'd always ask them like, what happened, what's going on. I usually give out refunds, and I'll usually either ask them to make their drink free of charge and give it back to them because I never like to have somebody leave my place with a bad experience because I think everybody deserves a good experience, and if there was ever a bad experience given out, I think that's on my part. So,
what was the most effective way you promoted your business?
So, I managed to like develop these QR codes that I place all around my truck. It has links to my contact info, emails, social medias. It also has linked to my menus, and I think it's just a really good way to promote myself. Also, social media is pretty great. I'm starting to get into that a lot more. And just, going out and talking to people and, like letting other people know, like, yeah, here, I have a truck, if you're ever interested, just let me know and give out my information.
What is the coolest part about your job?
I gotta say is just owning a business is like really cool at a young age. And also I think giving back, I don't know, it's a really big thing with me. Giving back, especially since it's my truck, I could just go and do whatever I want. And I think when you're in the food industry, I think it's like the best way you can make someone's day.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So I do see myself opening up a cafe in a year or two, and hopefully expanding. And I'm currently on my third truck right now, so looking to expand and getting more trucks, and hopefully a couple cafes soon.
Want to tell us about your second truck?
Second truck.
You said you're on your third truck.
Oh yeah, so I did just get another truck. About the recording of this podcast today. It's in Ohio, so I got to go pick that up. And I do have another truck that's like a separate business. It's basically like burgers, Philly cheesesteaks, fried chicken, stuff like that.
And then how did you decide your prices on all your products?
So basically, I believe in fair prices. I think, especially because me, if I were to go out and eat, I don't want to be charged like $20, $30 for a lot of expensive stuff, It doesn't make it an enjoyable experience. I want to have an experience where somebody's able to go out with their friends, not having to worry about like how much money they're going to spend. And, because a lot of my customers are probably mostly kids and little younger teens. So I don't believe in charging somebody expensive experience.
Thank you so much for joining us today.